Terry, I think we've answered your questions. What is the general plan and how can we view it on the internet? What's the time to get signatures? How much? 8,000 or 15,000, I think it was. Then 6 months. Okay. Can we put our own people on the ballot? How?
Our own charter.
Our own charter. That was explained in terms of initiative. What? I can't get that one, but the last two are beyond me. So, okay. Next. Reggie?
I think we need to wrap up.
Great. Okay. We had just a couple more questions, and actually they've been addressed a lot. Do you want to wrap up? You ready? Okay. No, I know you're going to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You didn't answer his two last two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Terry?
Don't be like our council. Sorry.
The last two?
Last two. What ceiling is there on fines at present? And the last one was, what in the hell is design and build? I don't know.
There is no ceiling on fines. In the charter.
No, I mean,
If I remember correctly, it's $1,000 for an infraction is the maximum, and that, I think, applies to the third offense. But it's a daily fine. If you have an ongoing violation, you're fined, I think it's $100 the first time, but if it goes on and on, it's $100 a day. And then when that's resolved, you get another incident of the same thing. It goes to 500, if I remember, and eventually to 1,000. But if it's the same ongoing one, it's just $100 a day.
Okay.
The charter eliminates the ceiling. It can be any amount the city council decides.
There was a question about what is design build, and unless you've had to do large construction projects, you have no idea what this means because it sounds kind of squirrely. You're designing it while you're building it. And actually that's what you're doing to a certain extent. When you have a very large project, like when they were redoing the 22 freeway from one end to the other, it's a very well-defined problem that they're trying to fix. So what they'll do is they'll put together a certain level of planning as far as these are the standards that we're doing, and this is, the contractors that we're using and the different parts of the project that we're going to be doing, and get consistency from one end to the other. Then what you do is that you start building at one end while you're still working on finalizing some of the details on the off-ramps and the other parts of the far end of the project, either in terms of distance or in terms of time. What it lets you do is take a very lengthy, time-intensive project and shrink that schedule by letting you finalize the design for the last parts of the project while you're actually starting to physically build the first parts of the project.
Critical path analysis. Okay. I give you Robin Leffler, the president.
Hi. We do have a couple more questions that we want to answer, but for those, I see that a lot of people are going, for those that want to leave, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming. Could I get the camel again, Charlie? and to say, in conclusion, and we will continue to finish up these questions and take questions, but just in conclusion for right now, a charter for Costa Mesa could be a good thing. To be a good charter, remember that it's not what's in the charter necessarily that could harm us. If we want the same protections we enjoy under general law, they need to be specifically written in and they don't even need to be specifically enumerated. It just needs to say what's not in this charter is covered by state general law. This charter doesn't have it. And so that's what we've said before. It's camel's nose under the tent. It's got some little landmines in it that need to be reconsidered, rewritten. And I want to handle one of the questions here that I saw coming up. It's that red one. Okay. What does the council want to do now that is illegal? That was answered previously, and the answer given up here was not a complete quote of what John Stevens said. What he said is, what do they want to do? Give us 10 things that you want to do under general law that are not legal, under a charter city, that are not legal now under general law. So many of the things that they say the charter will do, it doesn't do. And I think that is a very, very important distinction to make. It's not that we think that the city council is going to be doing anything that's illegal, or nor were we implying that. Just, it's not. What is the charter going to let them do that is now illegal under general law? Let us know the 10 things that you guys really want, so that we know what we're voting on when we vote, what you intend to do, what steps you intend to take when we vote on this charter.
Thank you.
Okay, I think actually we're pretty much at the end. No, we've got them all. We did it. So, okay, go ahead.
One more thing, George Greenwald has some parting shots for us.
What about the Buena
About
Park?
Reggie and
Oh.
Reggie.
charter, short charter.
Oh, did you get that? Yes, of course.
Yes, I'm so bored at home I read charters. And I have a comparison matrix if anybody, really has insomnia. We can form like a group and do construction one night and then do like elections another night. Okay. The Buena Park Charter fits on one page.
Can I interrupt you real quick? I'm really sorry, I forgot a very, very important announcement. Jay Humphrey is going to be out there at the table right outside to take donations if anybody would like to donate to our group. Thank you. Go ahead, Reggie.
Okay. The first section talks about municipal affairs, and it's short enough, I'll actually read it to you. The city shall have full power and authority to adopt, make, exercise, and enforce all legislation, laws, and regulations, and to take all actions relating to municipal affairs without limitations, which may be lawfully adopted, made, exercised, taken, or enforced under the Constitution of the State of California. The next section is about general law powers, and it says that in addition to the authority granted by this charter and the Constitution of the State of California, the city shall have the power and authority to adopt, make, exercise, and enforce all legislation, laws, and regulations, and to take all actions and to exercise any rights, powers, privileges, etc., established by the laws of the State of California. So that's their clause where they say, well, if it isn't here, we go back to California code. Public contracting, they pay prevailing wage, and they use the public contracting code. Then they have sections which are similar to ours regarding construction and interpretation. So, construction of the charter and interpretation of the charter. So it looks like it is a one-item charter, and that it defaults back to general law when it's not mentioned in the charter.
Okay. George. Yes.
All right. Being a history teacher and somebody who likes to give information, I want to remind you of one thing. I'm going to close with the Thomas Jefferson quote as I opened with. We in America do not have a government by the majority. We have a government by the majority of those who participate. It is our responsibility as citizens, no matter what side of the issue you are on, to be involved, to participate, make your voices heard. Tell this council how you feel, yay or nay. Let us know, but please participate. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. Have a good evening.